back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Adiola. This is Fashion House of Duchess, and in today's video we'll be learning how to draft our bodysuit. So what we need for today's class, we'll be needing your own measurement. Please work with your measurement, but this is my own measurement. So I have my shoulder measurement here. So you'll be needing your shoulder, your bust measurement, your length, your circumference, your waist circumference, and your length. Then your crotch depth. In order to get your crotch depth, you need to sit on a hard surface. Then you take your measurement from your waist length up to that surface top. That is how to get your crouch measurement. So the first thing you're going to be needing, your fresh paper. So I have a fresh paper here with me. Then you're going to be needing your marker, then your ruler, and your tape measurement. So first thing you need to do, you need to fold your paper into two. So we'll be drafting both the front and the back together to save time. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be ruling out, I'm going to be ruling out 1 inch, and that will be my center front. So I'm going to be taking that round, and you rule out that. The next thing you're going to be ruling out is our starting point. So I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. So that will be my starting point. Okay. So this is my starting point. Okay. So I have that, and this is how it's going to turn out by the time we're done. Okay. This is a rough sketch. Okay. So now this is my starting point. The first measurement we're going to be working with is our shoulder to our waist measurement. So mine is 16 inches. So I'm going to be taking that. And I'm going to be taking my neck width and my neck depth. So my neck width, I want it a bit wide, so I'm going to be working with 3.5 inches. Then for the depth, I'm going to be using 4 inches. So you can decide to use whatever inches. So this is basically a basic body pattern that we are trying to recreate. Okay, then you connect it to your both. Then the next thing we're going to be taking is our shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 13 inches, so I'm going to be dividing it by 2. So that is 6.5. And from this line, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. So you can decide to come down by half. You can decide to come down by 1.5. So I'm going to be connecting these two lines together. Okay, fine. So we have our neck and we have our shoulder slope. Then for my armhole, so you take your armhole measurement. So mine is 7.5. So I'm going to be taking that round. I'm going to be connecting that. And I'm going to be connecting my waist measurement too. Okay. So I'm going to be labeling this so we can understand. So this is my bust, my waist. Then from my waist, I'm going to be taking 6 inches down. So you can decide to take 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. So from my waist, I'm going to be taking 6 inches down. Okay. Then I'll connect that. So now, whatever I have here, whatever I took here, I'm going to be repeating that on my bust circumference. So for your shoulder, you take it, I have 13 inches and I divided by 2, I have 6.5. So I'm going to be repeating that onto this part. Okay, so this is my 6.5. Now I'm going to be ruling that down from this point here. Okay, so I have that. So this is my bust line. Then from my waist, you're going to be taking my crotch. I'm going to be taking my crotch measurement. So you take your, so mine is 10.5. Then from my waist, I'm going to be taking 10.5. So this is my 10.5 here. So I'll take that across, then I'll rule that out. Okay, so I have that already. Then from my crotch depth, I'm going to be having an extension of 1 inch. Okay, and from this part, I'm going to be ruling that out. I'm going to be ruling that, and I'm going to be taking 1 point. I'm going to be taking 1.5 inches. I'm going to be taking 1.5 inches. Remember, when you do this, since it's unfold, by the time you open it up, this is going to be 3 inches. So this is where your buttons meet and joins together. Okay, so I have that. So this is my crouch line. Then on this part, I'm going to be taking my hip measurement. So now let's start taking our circumference. Okay, then after coming down here by 1 inch, whatever I have left, I'll divide that by 2. So I have 6.5 left. Dividing that by 2, I have 3.25. So this is my 3.25. Then I'm going to be coming in by 3/4 of an inch. So if you're small in size, you can come in by 1 inch. But since I'm a medium size, that is why I'm coming in by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so this is 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to be connecting this line to this line to this line. But before then, now I'm going to be taking my circumference so I can connect that. So my bust circumference is 35.5. So to get that, you divide that by 4. Whatever you have, you take it. Then if you're working with a stretchy fabric, you are going to be subtracting 1 inch from your actual measurements. Okay, so mine is supposed to be 8.875. So this is where my 8.875 is supposed to be initially. But since I'm working with a stretchy fabric, I'm going to subtract 1 from that. So I'm going to be having 7.875. So this is my measurement now. So okay, so the next measurement we're taking is our waist measurement. So my waist is 30. I'll divide that by 4. I have 7.5. But because I'm working with stretchy fabric, I'm subtracting 1. So I have 6.5. All right, so I'm going to be connecting these two lines together. So I'll first go with a straight line, then from there I'm going to be curving it back. So this is my actual new line. Okay, so I'm going to be curving that back. Okay, alright, so I have my armhole already. Then you take this, you connect it. So I'm going to be taking my hip measurements on this line here. So my hip is 40. So I'm going to be dividing by 4. So initially it should be 10, but because I'm taking 1 inch off. So I have 9 inches. So I'm going to be connecting these lines together. Now I'm going to be connecting this line here to meet my crotch depth. So you can decide to do that whichever way you please. You can decide to just sketch that out. Okay, okay. Okay, so I have a perfect shape. So I already got what I want. So I'm going to be working with this. Okay, so I have my perfect crouch line. So this is for the front measurement. Now we are working with back. So the difference between the front and the back is the neckline, the crouch depth, because you know this is where your opening of the front will be. Okay, but for the back, you need to cover up your bum. Okay, but if you want it a little bit exposed, you can do that. So for the back, what is changing is just the armhole, the neckline, then the crouch depth. So let's move to the back now. So for the back neckline, we are still working with the same width, 3.5 inches, but for the depth, I'm working with 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting that. Okay, so this is my neckline. Then for the front, I'm just going to be connecting these 3 lines together. Okay, we are connecting these 3 lines together, so you can just decide to do this. And you can take it back in. Okay, so this is the armhole for the back. Then for the back crouch, you're going to be coming down by 4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be coming down by 4 inches from this line here. But if you are working with a long stretchy fabric, you can come down by 5 to 6 inches. Okay, but for a stretchy fabric, I'm going to be using just 4 inches. So this is where my 4 inches stops. So I'm going to square up this line, the same measurement that we took here. Remember we took 1.5 inches here. So I'm going to be taking the exact 1.5 inches. And I'll rule that out. So now the next thing we need to do now is to take it from here. I don't want my back too exposed. So now I'm going to be taking this from this point here, then you come down like this, okay, to get your desired. So I'm going to be doing the same thing I did for the front. So I want mine a little bit covered up. So I'm going to be taking it. And you can decide to just do this. So I think I might do this for the back. Okay. I want that really pronounced so you can really see that. Okay, so you can see my back is a bit covered compared to the front. So I think I'll just do this for my front so you can really see very well. Okay. Alright, so now we can see the difference between the front and the back. Okay, so this is our pattern, and I love to see this a bit pronounced so you can see that. Okay, so this is our pattern. So our pattern is ready. So this is it, both the front and the back. So now I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch allowance to both the front and the back before cutting it out. I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch allowance. So the first one we're going to be cutting. So once you have this ready, the first you're going to be cutting is your back. So now I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch round all my back measurements. So I'm going to be using blue marker to indicate that so you can see the difference. And now we are going to be cutting the back pattern first. Then I'm going to be slashing this into two. So that's my center front. Okay. So this is my back pattern. So I'm going to be indicating that you can see how beautiful that is. Okay. So this is my back pattern. Now we are moving to the front pattern. So the same thing we did for the back, we're going to be repeating the same thing for the front. So I'm going to be adding my allowance round. So I have my first pattern here. So this is my beautiful pattern. So you can see that was pretty easy. Then this is my back pattern. You can see the back is longer than the front because we're going to be joining the button, okay, to this part here, and it will see properly if you have to join from the front to the back. So it's easier to join from your back to your front. So this is where it meets and it becomes one. Okay, so guys, like I said before, you're going to be joining from the back to the front. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So I have a perfect example of that. So this is one bodysuit. So you can see so you're going to be fixing this, okay, with the back. So this is exactly how it's going to look like once we've finished making it. So this is the front pattern. So you can see that. So this is going to be in front, and we're going to be joining it from the back. So you can see here too, the back is a bit longer than the front. So you bring it from the back to the front. So you're going to be fixing it from the back to the front, okay? And you can see at the back is a bit, okay, covered up compared to the front. So this is my front pattern. So I'm going to be writing on it so I can know. So this is my front pattern, and that is my back pattern. So basically this is how to draft your bodysuit pattern. So I hope that was easy. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, share with your friends. Until I see you in my next one, bye guys.